Where did you grow up, Dan?
Western Massachusetts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why? Where'd you grow up?
Oh no, I thought you were gonna. You don't really have like a super like northeast accent.
He's from Western Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, what the is that?
It's like I grew up in a like.
That's
a
the
farm
one with
town.
like the elf shoe, right? Where it like twirls.
Yeah. At
Yeah,
the
I know
tip,
that.
you have Providence.
It's like the Kansas of New England.
The gays are at the tip. In Providence.
Ayo.
Western Mass is nothing but like farm towns and colleges. That's it.
So have you guys watched any Sneako lately?
I try not to.
Why? What's he been up to?
Dude, so last time I covered Sneako was probably around a year ago with like the Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate. It was right when he got on Rumble. And then I watched him recently, and like the dude is like full on mask off, like full anti-Semitic. Like the dude's constantly questioning like the 6 million number. Like, and he's on a stream with like the rabbi and Adin Ross, and the rabbi's like trying to do like his nice.
Who was that?
Just being like super polite. Right?
Who was that rabbi, by the way?
I don't know. He's like a famous guy where he does like he like goes to
Debates?
Drake's house and
Oh.
stuff like that.
It's not like that weird Rabbi Shmuley guy or whatever, right? No, he's like a debater guy that shows up on Piers Morgan. Okay.
No, so I think there was like kind of a debatey guy that showed up, but this main guy was just trying to be like super nice and polite. And Sneako the whole time is like giving him like these underhanded like jabby jokes, and then every time he does any like ritual for Jewish, Sneako just looks at the camera and just goes,
You know the thing I don't understand. Actually, it's just so sad and pathetic.
What?
Sneako. Like he cucked out for Islam completely.
He was a huge pussy bitch.
well, do you think he's actually like, see with Sneako, a lot of people say he's like a grifter, and to a degree I get it, but he was making allegedly $100,000 a month on YouTube. And then he went and got banned because he wouldn't stop saying like anti-vax stuff and election fraud stuff.
No, he didn't think he was
So
going to
if
get
he's
banned.
if
He
he's a
didn't think he was gonna get
grifter,
banned.
No, you didn't think
He didn't think he was going to get banned.
He thought he wasn't going to get banned.
It's like saying, is that guy really a bank robber? Because he got arrested. He was like 27 felony counts after that last bank robbery. Like he didn't think he was going to get fucking caught.
I guess I figured after the second strike he would have shut the fuck up if he was a grifter, you know? Where instead he went live on like his
It's
other
a shame.
channel.
I mean, we've said this a million times. His early shit was really engaging. It was really good.
It was never that smart though, dude. If you watch that early stuff,
I liked it. I thought it was
just the same
they were-
like generic
Okay,
advice that he always gives.
I don't disagree. It's like Casey Neistat shit. The same tier. Nice videography.
Yeah.
Nice stuff. Fine. Whatever. I wouldn't subscribe. Right. The only person I subscribe to is Vsauce.
Willie Mac show. Oh, yeah.
Vsauce is probably the best YouTuber ever. There's no one better than that guy.
Okay.
You know who this is, right? Vsauce?
Yeah, but go on about Sneako.
Fuck, man. Just Vsauce is so fucking good. God, I wish.
You know what I would pay?
I'd pay $1 million to have Vsauce come.
I would
What is
pay.
happening?
I will say this publicly. I will pay $25,000 to both Sneako and Hassan if they have a Muslim off, where both of them go on a quiz show and have to answer like 20 questions
No,
about
don't
Islam
do that.
or
That's
whatever.
$50,000.
I don't care. That would be the funniest fucking meme. I want to
Throw Andrew Tate in there, dude.
Maybe, yeah. Why not? I want to see them go on and answer
Why-
like
can I
really
ask-
basic questions.
Can I ask why does
Well, Sneako thinks the Earth is flat too.
That's
You
'cause
know
his-
that?
That's because
That's a real thing that he
his
believes.
brain is flat. What do you ask?
I don't understand? So I understand the Sneako thing because he's Islamic. Why does Adin Ross just let like Hitler shit on his show?
Well-
Does he? Is he? I guess he just doesn't care about the Judaism and his family and shit. That
Yeah,
must
he
be
doesn't give a fuck.
Oh,
He
yeah,
finds it all
okay.
funny, and he thinks they're all like. He thinks they're all doing it in like jest. Like he thinks
Does
it's
he
all
not read
true.
his chat where he's like L Jews get gas?
No, he does, but he thinks he's all about it. Like it's all bots.
Oh,
I mean, if you compare Adin Ross, I mean, like, compare him to, like, Kai Cenat. Like, Adin played, like, NBA, some shitty sports games, and he kind of got, like, rappers and shit on a stream, and he was, like, kind of popular that way, and then he lost that, and then he went to Tate, and he kind of got popular. But he doesn't have, like, a vision or a goal or anything for any of the content he does. If you compare him to somebody like Kai Cenat, like, this guy is, like, trying to do 50 million crazy fucking events when he's bringing people on for collabs. He's, like, doing a crazy, like, ton of shit. Adin has, like, no mind for streaming or entertainment compared to, like, the other people that were, even the other, like,
that
WL.
guy's a legit. Kai Cenat is like a legit fucking.
He's like
entertainer.
I would say he took what Adin was doing to like a whole new level.
And actually,
of-
like,
of
tried.
Yeah,
And
like
he's got a team too. Like
Yeah,
I feel like he's,
absolutely he
like,
does now. Yeah, for sure.
He has the shit on lock. Like he knows what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
a super smart dude.
that
I
guy's
think.
a fucking genius.
Except
I think with what he does. Same with
The New
same
York
with
thing was
speed.
really dumb.
Yeah, but you know, like you can't have constant W's every step.
no,
of the
yeah,
way.
I know, I know.
I don't think. Yeah, I
When
think
he's
just,
driving away with people and hanging up his fucking car.
I know he was probably like this.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
my
like,
fucking
oh
God.
shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's. He's a smart fucking dude. That's all. Probably like. Would you say he's like the most famous streamer right now?
The problem is that now, unfortunately, we have to live in a world where we have non-English speaking people in our content space. So
we don't care about
the most
Spanish
famous. I think the most famous one is
It's a
some
VTuber.
person that but they're like, aren't they Spanish?
They're all Spanish.
Yeah,
like
from
6 of
there.
them. Like the top 600 streamers are all Spanish.
Is that true?
Dude, you know how I know it's true? Okay, there's Rust tournaments, okay? These fucking Spanish fuckers take all the spots. Where's my goddamn Rust skin, okay? I got more hours than all these motherfuckers combined, and I don't get a Rust skin. These guys, I don't... Sorry, I'm getting...
How is the biggest streamer in the world not like an Indian dude? You would think that, right?
is fucking
Or
true.
like a Chinese person.
They probably don't have the bandwidth.
Chinese person is easy because they don't have access to the internet.
Well, right, but on their internet, wouldn't they still
They
be the
might be
biggest?
big. You don't know that. Have you gone and checked?
You know what the fun part of Chinese people in Rust?
What?
So, if you can find out if the people in Rust, okay, if you're playing against them, they are Chinese, because there's 2 groups that really matter. Sorry, there's 3 groups, but the third, Japanese people really aren't that big of a presence on Rust. Koreans and Chinese people, okay? You first step when you're in Rust, number 1, identify Rust. Is this Chinese or is this Korean? You have to do that very carefully. It's tricky, okay? Look at the profiles, look for the characters, boom, got it, Chinese. Second it's Chinese, you're in, you're golden. You know why?
I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
These motherfuckers get their internet cut off on school days after a certain amount. Offline raid, bitch. That's right. 2 hours a day. That's all you get, motherfucker. And you do it, and you track their time, and you do it, and you're in their loot room, and you call yourself 4 a.m. loot room inspector, and you're in their shit.
It's a big PUBG thing, dude. To like, if you go on at certain times, it's like all Chinese people using
Wait.
VPNs.
Where the fuck are Japanese people on the internet? I just realized I have like no concept of like what do they play games? Are they
They do.
Which ones?
So they play Rust, but they're super small. I think mostly they don't play like PV. I mean, wow, this like
They play Smash Bros.
It
Like,
feels
I don't know what else
racist
they
what
do.
I'm saying right now. I don't encounter Japanese people on Rust very much as far as Rust groups. When I do, they're very strategic and like I would say like dangerous. Like different groups play different ways. So
You're really into Rust.
I am. I have
Japan has a
15,000
population of
hours.
125 million people. I feel like I'd never see these motherfuckers online anywhere.
The only thing I know
they're
about,
also in the most ass time zone too.
the only
Ugh.
only thing I know about Japanese people in gaming is you run into them in fighting games every now and again, and they will fuck your shit up.
So it's the same thing in Rust. In Rust, Chinese people, the way they play is like a fucking Toyota factory, even though that's Japanese. It's like fucking mega base in the middle of the most popular shit. There's a million of them, and you can't go anywhere near it, and then there's no one there. And that's when you fucking go and fuck with them. Japanese people are strange. It's like a small base on the side of the map. You don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden, like, there's fucking 600 of them, and your shit is gone down. Like you didn't even know that there was a group over there. That's how Japanese people. It's the exact same formula every time in Rust. It just is what it is.
Is that like the one game you play?
That's the one game I play.
Yeah, I only play one game too.
What game?
Age of Empires 2.
Really?
That's it. Yeah. That's the only game I play.
is
Since
that a
2017,
RTS
that was
or-
it. Yeah, it's an RTS.
Really?
It's the best game ever made.
Was that before, pre, or post StarCraft 2?
Well, yeah, it came out in '99, I think, the original, but it got remastered in 2017.
Why
Great game.
would you play? You're still playing this game.
Yep.
Is there like a modding community for it? You're playing like custom maps?
Nope. They still come out with DLC and stuff every now and again, but I will play that game in the retirement home, dude. When the retirement home turns into LAN parties, I'm gonna be gaming it up on that thing.
Can you
That's funny that you think anything will ever be able to connect via LAN.
Can you imagine if Blizzard?
That's true.
They're done with StarCraft, right?
I'm sure like in 2030 they'll come out with another
Like a
2035
nostalgia
or-
version.
Did they not update stuff on StarCraft?
I mean, I'm
No.
sure the servers are up, but like, how many sales a day do you think StarCraft 2 generates?
Well, it's free.
Sales right now
Free
probably
game.
less than
There's no way.
100.
StarCraft 2 I think is free.
No shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
I got
well, it's
StarCraft
free
1 for free too.
as long as you're not playing the story.
Oh,
The
that might
campaign
be
costs
right.
money?
Yeah.
So how much money do you think StarCraft 2 generates?
Right now, if I had to guess, probably about as much as it ever did in a day. Because it took them so long to get microtransactions. I think that the multiplayer stuff is actually a cash cow for them. I wish they would have implemented it earlier when I told them, but when I was, maybe I can say this now. I think I was in D8 or some bullshit, or I wasn't allowed to in the past. But when they brought us in to like show us like
What, StarCraft Ghost?
No, the money that they were making from like the multiplayer and co-op shit, when they finally launched that shit way after StarCraft 2 was dead as fuck, they were making more money like per day than they had ever made like on selling like any of the prior StarCrafts. It was insane.
Really?
And it pissed me off because I've been saying for like 8 years.
I
was
remember
like,
you got into a huge fucking argument.
yeah, I was like,
with-
you guys need to do like microtransactions, like make some money. Like I will pay money for. I love StarCraft. Give me something to pay money towards. I'll do it. But there was nothing. There was no way to. If you like StarCraft, there's no way to fucking spend your money in that game.
They really didn't do anything with StarCraft at all. Like there was more that they could have done with that game. Like you had 3 races in that game, and then there was always the possibility of like seasons. Like in seasons, like different characters get phased in, phased out.
Maybe.
They
I
could
don't
have
know.
had
Well,
units.
I don't know about that for the competitive stuff, but the multiplayer stuff is everything you're saying. Multiplayer is not, or like co-op. It's not like just like 1v1 or 2v2. It's like you could play like it was a different kind of game mode,
Archon
and they were
mode,
making,
yeah.
no, not Archon mode. It was like a different,
It
whole
could be
different,
like an RPG.
I don't know how to explain it, but it was a whole different like setting, and it is like the most popular like game mode for StarCraft, and it's where they make all their money because it's called Commanders or something. Yeah, but they it was so late.
StarCraft 2 still has a shit ton of players a day though.
I don't think so.
It's true.
Maybe in Korea, not in America.
I mean, I don't know what it is in the United States, but like,
I'd be surprised if they had
I think it
10,000.
was like released like just a few years ago, where it's like their amount of players a day, and it was actually still like insane.
No shot.
I'm gonna
Seriously.
guess
10K or less.
No.
50K.
No,
Look it
fucking
up.
shot.
Look it up.
I think they
Oh,
did it,
okay.
and it
Yeah,
was like
you look it up.
I think it was like hundreds of thousands. Seriously.
Hundreds of thousands.
I think so. I could be wrong because this was a while ago. This is like a couple years ago, maybe. 2024, 110,000 daily active players.
I don't. Where does this statistic come from?
Where did the 25% Republicans believe in fake rain come from?
Online players, 18,000.
500,000 in a month. Uniques
Where is
Yeah,
this?
it's gotta be unique.
This is all based off of Twitch. It doesn't count.
off of Twitch.
And look at it. All these stats have to come from Twitch. They don't have. There's no way they're pulling it from anything.
59K after. Yeah, it's bigger than Age 2. Age 2 is like 30 a day.
I don't know. Well,
I don't buy it.
he's a hater. Dan's a hater.
I'm not a hater. I love StarCraft. I love StarCraft too.
I try to play it, but
It's probably
it's
the game
just
I
not
have
intuitive because it's all like alien stuff.
Oh
If-
my god.
If you combine the two of them, StarCraft and StarCraft 2, I have the second most hours in those two games.
Oh, you know what game sucks ass is the Warcraft game. That game's terrible.
Warcraft 3?
No, I just played the first one, but it's terrible.
True.
You can only like you can only move 8 guys at a time, and the hotkeys you can't rebind.
What was the first Warcraft? That was like the one for the 386?
It's just called Orcs vs Humans. That's all it's called.
Really? Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Warcraft, Orcs vs Humans.
That was the one where you would harvest trees with your dudes. It
And you
was
got to
like
go
a
get
shitty
gold.
StarCraft.
It's terrible.
The shitty StarCraft Warcraft. It was a RTS.
StarCraft?
The
It's not
first Warcraft was like a shitty StarCraft.
No, I'm pretty sure StarCraft came out after Warcraft.
Warcraft
Yeah,
was first.
StarCraft
Yeah.
came out after.
Because at one of the voice lines, if you kept clicking one of the units in StarCraft original, was like, "This is not Warcraft in space." Because some people, when the game was coming out, were like, "Oh, it's just Warcraft but in space."
Yeah. No, I'm saying Warcraft was first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was RTS.
yeah.
Game's terrible. I don't like it.
You could play it on a
Control suck.
386 though.
Do you even know what a 386 is?
Dude, used to ride my baby for miles. My 386.
What was your actual first computer that you remember?
Oh, what legit? It was a Toshiba laptop that we had. It was like a family computer, but we were like one of the last families to still be on dial-up. So we were on like dial-up and like, I'm not kidding, it had to be like 2005.
And like no one else had one?
Nobody else was still on dial-up. We were like one of the last families.
Those monitors and everything about those. My dad had a Toshiba laptop, and I remember the worst thing about crashing the family computer is that like your family would blame you for like They would always say, like,
Never
oh,
help
you've
your
ruined,
family. Never
you've
help your
ruined the
family.
computer. Like, oh, it's because you
Yeah.
put games on its TV. Meanwhile, mom has like 50 million like weather bug, all these crazy add-ons on the browser that takes up half the fucking screen. And you ruin it. It's like, I remember crashing my dad's laptop once. I don't remember what I did. I think I was like trying to play a fucking video and it wouldn't work. And so I had to download QuickTime or there was like all these weird, they was just fucked.
RAR. No. Fuck, what was the name of that goddamn shitty real-time audio?
Real Player?
Real Player.
My God, it was
Fuck,
horrible.
Real
It was
Player.
probably, I don't even know what the fuck, it was probably a virus. This is like before I even knew what porn was, so it wasn't even porn. I don't even know what the fuck I was, but the computer crashed, and I remember freaking the fuck out, and I couldn't hold the power button to turn it off, and I tried to unplug it, and it had the battery in, and back then you needed like these little, well, no, it probably wasn't anything special, but I needed a screwdriver to like take it out, and I remember like trying to pick this laptop up with me. I think I put it under my shirt and tried to walk around the house finding a screwdriver to like, honest, because if my parents knew that I crashed the laptop, it would be like fucking game over. God, fuck, what a horrible piece of shit laptop.
Yeah.
I remember they had this game, Mega Man. It was like Mega Man 8 or something, and I really wanted to play it, but to install it, it was like 4 fucking floppy disks, and like installing games back then, that was really hard, and I could never figure it out.
I just remember playing Putt Putt, and it was a point and click adventure, and you were at a circus, dude. It was lit.
Did you
We
ever
went
play
crazy
those
on
old?
Putt Putt?
Was there a game called Myst where you just like click on
Yeah.
the screen?
MYST.
Yeah.
That was it felt magical at the time. That was a really cool
I
game.
honestly was not on the internet until like 2013. I just felt like there wasn't really shit on there. You'd go on there and like watch Harry Potter Puppet Pals, and that was like the only thing worth the fuck.
You don't know, man.
And like cheat codes for like Shrek 2 on the PlayStation 2.
The thing is, you don't know is that you weren't there, like, and I don't want to say the wild times, but like the formation, like the creation of everything that is now, like being there for that. Like there used to be things like called web TV, and that would be the way that people would interact with the entire internet. And it was like an entire internet gated behind some fucking device, and it was like you couldn't even access websites. You could only access like imagine it, like AOL was like that. I think for a portion of time there was no websites. It was like AOL keyword. Whatever.
Go to keyword Cartoon Network. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fucking retarded.
We were figuring it all out. It was
Back in the day, you didn't have wikis for games. You had GameFAQs.
GameFAQs was lit, dude.
stop acting like you were there.
No, that was
weren't
GameFAQs was
there.
still a thing forever, dude. GameFAQs was awesome.
Yeah, we wrote the fucking
And there was
articles.
the forums. Oh, dude, the forums were ass though, because I didn't understand it.
He's like, what is this
Imagine when
format?
you're a
This
kid,
doesn't
you're
look like
looking
Reddit
at
at all.
A forum for the first time. It was impossible.
God.
I just found out how Reddit worked like last year. It's lit.
Yeah.
When you get older, near 50, it gets harder to learn new things.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm just too old to adapt to these young people things.
Like forums. I think forums should come back. Normalize forums coming back. I don't like that so much of the everything. I actually think it's bad now. Like it's good, but it's bad that Reddit is so powerful in my mind for information.
I mean, Reddit's just forums. It's like Facebook groups was like the thing after forums, I felt like.
No, but the problem is that like this happened without us noticing it. People warned about it, and then things happen. You're like in the future and you don't realize it. I was walking through the airport, and as I was walking, a person honked behind me to move, and I turned around, and it's a fucking automatic robot wheelchair. I guess going to somebody in the airport to like give them a ride.
yeah.
And I'm like, is this Back to the Future? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the internet, because so much of the internet has been ruined by like spam bots and shit. Google is like a Reddit search engine. Like if you want to, like if I need to find like what are the best HDMI cables? I don't even know if I trust like.
You can't even
TechNet
trust Amazon.
Or
Dude, you can't even
Amazon is
YouTube-
fucked.
you
But like,
can't
so
YouTube
you end up
anything.
googling like best HDMI cable space Reddit, and then you're just like, now you just have like the most expensive.
And you're hoping also, like, here's the other thing. This is all hoping that Reddit is doing a good job with their spam detection because
yeah,
the
well,
second
the
that
issue
they
is that
fall,
now Reddit is having comments and shit that are fucking spam bots and everything too. These
Yeah.
people are bad. God, it's so cringe. Like, what? Imagine you're like part of the group of people that are like destroying the internet.
Yeah.
And you probably like justified it too. You're like, imagine like trafficking like little children. Like that's the kind of people that are like, oh well, I'm just another spam bot. Like, oh, there's just another little child back there getting trafficked. It's the same type of people. Like you're contributing to the like shitification of the fucking world.
You know, it's an interesting legal theory. No one thinks about this, right? Mm-hmm. So, hear
Go
me
on.
out.
Yeah.
This is it's like the counter to a lot of shit. Elon Musk says that all speech should be free on Twitter.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean,
For the most
yeah,
part.
for the
yes?
most part, yes.
Like, what about spam? That's the fucking.
Yeah. It depends what counts as
all
spam,
of a
but I
sudden
would
that's
say
not
yes.
free speech, huh?
Yeah. So like all the like nudie bot girls, I think all that shit should get banned. If you're a bot,
Why?
I don't
That's
think
free
you should be
speech.
on there. Well, I would say, like we said, there could be like
See, this is the
there
problem.
could be like a requisite to it. Like
Now
if
it's
you're
not
not
free
if you're
speech
not a real
anymore.
person though,
I am
then
a
why
real
do you
person.
get fucking rights if you're not a real person? You're
I
just
am a
setting
real
up bots.
person. I'm just spamming.
Don't you remember what Tyron
If it's a
said
real
to,
person spamming and you're doing some Ricky Berwick shit, I'm in. But if it's like
The problem is that
literally a robot, then I like no.
there's no actual robots that are like.
No, there is though, because people set up these accounts where every time this person makes a tweet, they're automatically replying.
Yeah, but we don't call those robots. Those are just bots.
Okay, Dan. Okay.
A robot is
Okay,
like.
you are a good debater,
Yeah.
Dan. You know what?
Okay. That's one of the biggest issues that you have with a lot of people with free speech, and the problem is no politicians understand.
I mean, isn't Elon wasn't he like saying? I mean, he hasn't done anything. It's gotten way worse. But wasn't he all against the bots?
his platform is more botted than fucking ever.
It is the
Elon
worst
has
now.
Super
no
botted.
principles at all.
Can I show you a real time example of this?
Yeah.
Can I have the thing real quick? And the thing. So, Russia and Turkey banned Discord yesterday. Mm-hmm. You know that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay. So, whatever. I don't care that this is like a little shilly, but it's fine. So, what we did at my company is that we said, fuck it, we'll make our software free for Russia and for Twitter. Okay. So this is the Turkey one. We made a post. Hey, our shit's free for Turkey now. Okay.
Okay.
Every post replying to this, you know what they're all saying? Turkey banned it because they're pedophiles. Everyone. And you know,
Who's pedophiles? Discord?
is this a front for protecting pedophiles? Are you guys covering for pedophiles? Discord was banned because of pedophiles.
Well, then.
This is because of pedophiles. Well, you understand what this is, right?
Yeah,
This is a
that's all
real
bots,
life,
then.
unironic, actual bot farm.
Yeah. What's the point of it though? I don't get it.
Because Turkey wants to shape the narrative that they're
Discord's
banned.
full of pedophiles.
No. They want to shape the narrative that they're not banning stuff because of free speech or because they want to get access to dissidents or political people's information. It's because of pedophiles. Everyone hates pedophiles. But there's no way this is like this. When a service, like imagine that Discord got banned in America by Joe Biden. Do you think that there's going to be a bunch of people like, yeah, obviously, a bunch of pedophiles on Discord?
No.
It's fucking crazy.
No, that is crazy.
Basically,
This
the issue is that everybody always thought that the most important thing would be to control what was happening in reality. But what the internet has allowed you to do is just control how people see reality. And that's just as important as controlling what's actually happening. So if you can convince somebody of something on the internet, it's as good as the thing actually happening itself, because it's not like people ever witness the thing itself happening anyway. But it's fucking, yeah, it's cringe as fuck.
But that was the first time I've seen it like that, like so much in my face. And it's like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
no, that is amazing,
This
actually.
these are like, this is like actual, because I wasn't sure if it's AI, because I'm like, hey, make me an apple pie recipe, and it doesn't do it anymore. Is it because it's smart enough to know that like don't respond to anything that is the prompt, like, and don't respond to anyone asking for a recipe, or is it they're actual people that are like paid by Turkey that are sitting in some fucking sweatshop?
So what do you
somewhere?
think is worse? Is it, or a bigger contributor is what I mean? Is it people like Sneako or like the Tim Pool guy taking like the Russia money, or is it the bots?
It's a combination of all of it. I think that I joked about this before. I think that if I make like tweets with like a certain amount of like sarcasm, I think it's hard to pick up. So I made this tweet, right? I think if a human reads this, or you tell me, what is this? Tell me what the joke is here.
Read it.
Buying your girlfriend her favorite bouquet of flowers and timing the delivery so they arrive right when she goes off or goes out to recess. It's that you're a pedophile.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's obviously the joke, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, right? But like, hold on. Wait, to be clear, look at me for 1 second, okay? I don't think that like the Kremlin is specifically targeting me, like everybody there knows who I am. But I think that the bots are intelligent enough to pick up on like current trends and like people in the space or whatever. And then they
But
kind
isn't
of like,
there actually people in rooms in Russia?
yeah,
that
I'm
do
just saying this
stuff?
to you. You don't get the impression that I think that like Putin is specifically out to get me. But I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that like there's a lot of bots now on Twitter that are like invested in calling me a cuck, like unironically, because a lot of the responses to this tweet, that's an obvious joke, like this guy here, is this advice on how to find a woman that gets railed by every man in the city. That's a really weird response.
Like the response is like, I knew you were a pedophile. Thanks.
Yes, like, but and it's like about so like it's about a girlfriend and he's doing something nice. Oh, but we're gonna make fun of like the cuck thing, but they're not understanding because it's a bot. It doesn't get like the sarcasm of like the joke that like this is a pedophile joke, right?
Maybe I can see it. Well, I mean, you're so big. I could see there being people that just want to bring everything back to calling you a cuck, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but the fact that maybe, but like, and then she danced with another man. It's by the face. There's like, did you figure this out before or after you drank another man's seed from his girlfriend's womb?
Whoa.
It is. You have very little value as a man. If you let another man dance with your partner, you should be the one dancing with her. Like, there's like so much of, I see you haven't learned from your past mistakes. Like, could I believe it if like a couple people maybe like just misread it? But like, if you were to go through and follow through each of these people's accounts, they're like, these like people like all post like they all like this weird like patriotic like,
that is
AI
a weird AI
image like
eagle.
bullshit. Like, is this a real human being? Right? Like,
I don't know.
It would be interesting. Here's the problem with Twitter killing off the API. And by the way, Twitter's API is insanely expensive if you want to do anything at all with it. It's like not like the old days where you could like actually build a bot and do something cool. Like, if you wanted to do anything with that shit, like let's say you wanted to make a N-word detector bot.
Sure.
Okay? That's like a cool bot. That'd be fun. Like, N-word detector. Go tell me how many times Willie Mack has said it. Okay? That would cost me $5,000 a month. And you know how many times I could do that? I could do that to like 20 accounts and I would run out of my queries.
So is that how bots have to work? They have to use the website's API?
no.
No. They screen scrape is like the most common way. They just like do it illegally. But like if you wanted to do it legally in that system, it's like Elon has made it unbelievably
it's almost-
So you're
expensive.
saying it has to be like a government, like RT News
It
or
is so
something
expensive.
because it's so much money.
It is so expensive. The only way to do it is either illegally or you're like paid by someone else. That's it. There is no other way.
Yeah.
So you have these bots that have this real-time fire hose of data. Whenever someone says something from one of these accounts, we're responding with something, and it's like a prompt, right? Like, respond to this post as if you are an angry Trump supporter who hates this person. And then it does it.
So where is the most extreme way you guys would go to fix this? Like, what is the most, how far would you guys go? Like, if you were to be not criticized at all for it, take it as far as you wanted. How far would you go to fix that?
You know what would be good? You know what would be good? My idea, just came up with this on the spot. What about if there was a way that you could actually verify you were a real human? Okay? Somehow. License.
Uploading an ID.
Uploading an ID, but as soon as it's verified, it's like, it's not like public. Twitter somehow can't hand that data out, okay? Like, I don't know. Once it verifies, it like hashes it.
There should just be,
and then it's gone.
I think it triggers. I think Cake might have gotten triggered by this. The government should just have an account that you can log into, like your like social security account or whatever, that you use as an OAuth for websites, and you have to do it at least once to verify you're a real human.
You don't know.
Would you guys want to do that?
No,
Yes.
I think it should be an option on your Twitter account. If you want to use Twitter, you can go and like people right now, for instance, they have like Keybase on their thing, and it's like verifying like different shit about them, like, hey, I am who I am, and blah 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 blah. Like, this is my Twitter account, this is my Reddit account. They're all linked, right? I think it's fine that there should be a system that says I am Joe Smith. 100% that's been legit verified, the real deal.
Or even like it doesn't. It might
what
not
were
be
you gonna
required,
say?
but like maybe you like have it so that like if it's a real person verified, there's like a check mark, and you could turn that option on. I only want real verified people responding to my shit.
That would be cool. Imagine a verification system with like a check mark. That, like,
The issue is that,
Yeah.
but the
Would
issue.
you want it to be like some sort of like ID sign-in?
Yes. Here's the reason why I hate this conversation and why I'm going to kill myself if we have this conversation seriously. Is because the way that this happens is you people, not you in particular, but probably you.
I probably might be in part of that. I'm not sure.
No. Is people make this argument. They're like, well, but if we do that, wouldn't there be some bad stuff? Because when some bad stuff happens? Because
I
the
was
problem
just about
is that,
to do that.
Yes, I know. The problem is that nobody acknowledges that what's happening right now is
Worse.
like destroying the world. Like destroying the world, okay? Like there are people, okay, that are sitting in a ditch, all right, in Kharkiv or whatever, not sure if they're going to get more artillery shells because the United States Republican Party doesn't support the war in Ukraine because Elon Musk, a South African that bought a news company and took it fucking private, has everybody convinced that there are biolabs and fake fucking like weapons in Ukraine that the United States is supporting to make like COVID like super Russian killer. Unironically, like this is where it's come to. But the problem is that nobody takes any of that seriously. So as soon as like, maybe we need ID verification, they're like, well, I don't really see anything bad happening right now. But when you did the ID verification, that might mean the end of free speech, because they don't think that there's a real problem right now. So the first step is to get people to like understand that right now we are way past the threshold of acceptable shit. Shit is fucked, but nobody thinks it's fucked. So nothing will change and nothing will happen.
I think it should just be an option. I wouldn't force it.
Well, then who the fuck would ever sign up for that, though?
I would.
Why would you sign up for that?
So the idea is that people would know that I'm a real person and not a bot.
But they know that because they could just see you, Dan, when you go on your YouTube show or whatever.
Yeah, but you don't know anything. Is this guy real? This guy that commented?
Like, wouldn't that matter?
I got no idea.
That would make a difference if you knew, like, a real dude. Like verified, not a bot.
Like, who tweets like this? If you're someone who's against Israel's war or have doubts, then I highly recommend that you watch this video. He has 1 like. This guy has no followers at all.
Yeah, that's
like
weird.
this is like he follows everybody and then he gets a follow for follow, right? Who is he? Who is he even tweeting to that he like decides to write his thought? And it's all like this. Like there's so many thousands of I'm sorry, there are millions of accounts that do this shit, and he's blue check marked, right?
Yeah.
These aren't like real people. Location, what? He's in. What does it say? Location Germany? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's so stupid. And they all have these types of here to challenge ideas and encourage a return to rational discourse. If you dislike political satire, this might not be the place for you. Like, it's insane.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't know. It's where it's way past like any acceptable world.
So, but when you say the Republican biolab stuff, is that because people in the House, the majority, think that? Because I feel like when I see stuff on the news, it's always like. The other talking point's always like, well, we're wasting too much money there and we should spend money here.
That's a Russian talking point.
No, I understand
Number
that.
one.
But that's,
wait, no.
You were going on the biolab
I
shit,
will.
which nobody has talked about.
No, they don't talk about that anymore. They talked about that to
Okay.
prevent us from going in, okay?
Yeah.
The idea was that Ukrainian biolabs existed. They also had something to do with COVID, and they were engineering weapons that were only going to be targeting fucking Russians because it was like top secret fucking Ukrainian biolab. Virus target Russians, and it was the United States caused the 2014 ousting of Yanukovych. Like it literally, like how the false Russian biolab story came to circulate among the U.S. far right. Tucker Carlson, wow, go fuck. Like like it's like this shit was real. Like this was happening. People were spreading this. The current narrative is this idea that, well, why are we spending money in Ukraine when we're not spending money here?
We're getting rid of our fucking garbage.
Yeah, first of all, we're not sending them cash money. A lot of it is in the form of loan guarantees, and the majority of it is in old arms, okay? Like weapons, okay? Number one. Number two, none of the conservatives that are against sending shit in Ukraine want to spend any money domestically at all anyway. So what the fuck are they talking about, right? It's like some bullshit when your girlfriend asks you like, hey, can we go to the fucking store or whatever? And you're like, no, babe, sorry, I gotta like do the dishes. And it's like, bitch, you're not gonna do the dishes or go to the store. You're not doing anything, right? It's bullshit.
Just like that.
Yes, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Also, we can do both. It's a budget for a fucking reason.
It's also like really good return on investment. We give Ukraine like a bunch of fucking garbage, old like M1 Abrams tanks and like fucking discount fucking planes that were sitting in a desert for like 10 years. Give them like artillery shells from World War I. We do that and like it costs us nothing. And like you're fucking destroying Russia.
Yeah, well,
like our biggest adversary.
I agree. Tim Pool would make it seem like you were like just dropping off like $100 bills, like millions of dollars out of planes.
Like we're taking it. This is money that was earmarked for homeless people, homeless veterans.
This was for the hurricane victims.
Exactly.
But we gotta send it.
Sorry, I gotta send this to Lockheed so that they can come up with some new weapons. It's so fucking stupid.
I could tell you've had this conversation before.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Everyone believes it though. That's the problem.
You saw those texts from my mom. It's not memeing. She legitimately.
No one looks past the service.
Yeah,
the
it's
surface
fucking.
So does your mom believe like in the Jews run the world and all that? You don't have to say.
They're not bought into the Jewish stuff. Older people aren't. They're way too allegiant to Israel. But every other thing, yes. It wouldn't surprise me if she eventually got to the Jewish thing. Give her a few more years if she's still here.
My parents are super on the Israel train too.
Most older people are, yeah. But,
because
but even Trump is. Trump is super on the Israel train as well. You saw the fucking.
Yeah, he made the capital like Jerusalem.
I think everyone over like 55 hates Muslims. I think for the most part more than Jews. They haven't had bad experiences with Jews, but they've all had like in their mind.
My
like
parents love everybody.
No, they've had 9/11 burned into their mind, like for
Okay,
all of them. There's never been that event for them with Jews. So a lot of these older people.
Well, except for 9/11.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
No, but
Oh,
another
shit.
issue too is that like for our generation and below, the only thing we know Israel for is basically killing Palestinians. But for the generations above, they remember like all the wars, and Israel's the only democracy in the Middle East, and they have like much fonder memories. And Israel was like kind of a stalwart against like communism, and that's when supporting democracy is important. So there were a lot of positive associations with Israel. Older people would never like lose their allegiance to Israel in the United States.
It is like, the funniest shit is all the people that like have like a Yemen flag in their background, and it's like in Israel, you have to travel 1,500 miles to be gay and not be put in prison or killed. You know that? In
Is
any
that
direction.
all those countries?
Every single
Even
country.
Saudi Arabia's like that? I didn't know
I'm sorry.
that.
My bad.
You guys are laughing. I don't know these
I'm
governments.
sorry. I didn't mean to
No,
laugh.
that's a real thing.
It's-
Yeah.
And it's Turkey that you're going to, by the way. And that's not even like someplace that kind of want to
Where
be gay.
Hassan's from, dude. What a great place.
No, you probably get like fucked there too if you're in gay, I think. Like it says like it's legal, but like I don't think you would have a pogger's time if you were gay in Turkey. But that said, if you're in Israel, 1,500 miles, that's how far you have to go to not be killed or put in jail forever if you're gay. In every direction, a huge circle, wherever you
Well,
wanna
yeah.
go.
I mean, they're all like, they're all.
These are the
like,
people that are
Islamic
on their
countries,
flag on
right?
their wall. Can you imagine how crazy that is? Imagine I had a flag on my wall and like we killed all Irish people. Like that was just our thing. Like that we just fucking hate the Irish.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It is
That would
crazy.
be pretty crazy to be like, what can I say? I'm a salt Mani. Hate those Irish. Fuck 'em. Come on. Our
Well, you
motto
think, is that what
not a
that
single
person's
Irishman
doing
alive.
with the Yemen flag in the background?
I mean, you tacitly support it as a definition of doing
Well,
it.
yeah, but their verbiage usually isn't like that blatantly evil. So I like to think that they're like, I'm trying to be like, I like to think there's some good faith that could be given there.
You know
They're not
that
just fucking
every single-
evil.
no.
You know?
I
The
feel
problem is that
every-
like
makes sense.
the problem
Oh,
is that,
oh, God.
the problem is that these are the same people that spend so long when you're saying things like, I don't know if I 100% support the idea of like affirmative action for black people. And they're like, oh, so you're basically a fucking Klansman. You don't support
Yeah,
affirmative
you're
action.
calling it
That means that
hypocrisy,
you
is what
well,
you're
but
saying.
it's this is the same crowd of people that have said for a long time, like it's not about what your intention is, it's about the effect of what you say, which is true to some extent. It's not about like how you mean it to come off, and it's about you being ignorant to the history and you don't understand the suffering and all the blah 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 blah, and that's why you have to accept like all of these things. And then these same people turn around and say, okay, like these are the people who told you, like, listen, okay, the Redskins. These names need to be changed. This is fucking disgusting that you would name these sports teams this. And then they're about to give you like a 32-page dialogue on why it's actually okay that the Houthi flag says, you know,
A curse upon the Jews.
yeah, a curse
and
upon the
death
Jews,
to all
death to
Jews.
Israel,
Yeah,
death
yeah.
to America. I'm going to tell you why that's actually not anti-Semitic, okay? It's unhinged, okay? These are the
Yeah.
same people that are going after Dean for using the N-word or whatever with the A when he was 15, who are about to tell you why, well, there's a really good reason why Hamas wants to call for a global jihad to kill all the Jews, and maybe they're a little bit more justified than your white imperialist ass is aware of, right? It's unhinged. But
Yeah, I agree.
it's Elon's fault. He needs to be deported or arrested instead of deported. I'm okay with that too.
What would you arrest them for?
For hijacking our fucking news and spreading Russian propaganda all over our fucking shit and destroying our fucking country.
So
would
are
be
you,
funny.
are you a big fan of Ryan Macbeth? This guy's like the YouTube Shorts guy. You know, you
Decentish fan. Yeah, he's been on our show. Been on
So
Bridges
that
and
guy,
everything,
I think, has done a good job of like I always knew there was. Has he been on here?
Yeah,
That's
on
fucking
Bridges.
cool,
on,
dude.
not, did he didn't come on anything else. He was on Bridges, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched a ton of them. He's done like a really good job of like I think trying to make it known how much of it is bots. Because
Sure,
I
but
feel
you probably
like I
already
never really.
yeah, but you probably already
knew to
half
that
agree with
extent.
him if you're watching it, right? Like, how many conservatives do you think? Like, talk to a conservative and be like, "Hey, have you checked out Snopes or whatever?" They'll be like, "Oh, fact checkers? Those are liberal propaganda." That's where we're at right now.
Well, I agree. There is people like that, but
Like all
That's
of
not.
them.
you
I like
say-
to think you can also convince people too. Like
No.
it's not you can't convince all of those people, but you can convince
It's like
all these other people.
You sweet summer child. That phrase. No, you're wrong. They're all retarded.
You
It's
probably
retards all
convince
the way
people
down.
doing your research on the electoral scheme stuff. Is that not true?
There have definitely been
'Cause you
people I've
convinced
convinced.
me.
Yeah, I have, but there's a lot of them. There's
Well, there is a lot that will not be convinced no matter what. It's not about that. It's not about that. There's always going to be crazy people. If you
no,
get
I agree with you. It's the problem is the scale. There are always going to be crazy people. It's some shit you say when there's a crazy dude that lives at the end of your block in a trailer who still believes in aliens. That's not some shit you say when half your fucking community believes in some wild shit.
25%.
That's on QAnon,
That's
right?
crazy.
On the election shit, 80% of conservatives think the election was stolen with
I
zero
got
proof.
some family
Zero.
that believes that.
Zero. Nothing. Not a single piece of evidence. Not a single shred. The DOJ didn't find any. All the court cases were lost. None of the investigations turned out to be anything. All the affidavits were bullshit. Sidney Powell, Giuliani, Eastman all got disbarred. Giuliani's taking a $148 million judgment that he declared bankruptcy for. Dominion and Smartmatic are winning every single fucking lawsuit. Okay, all of the sanction hearings are showing you that every single part, all of it was bullshit. All of it, every single part was bullshit, and 80% of them still believe it. What do you do in that circumstance?
You should have released your YouTube video on Trump.
I'm working on it. Okay, sorry. Okay.
How long's it been? It's been like a month.
I found an editor. I got an editor. I have a meeting with him tomorrow. We're getting this out. It'll be out.
You're lucky I didn't just steal it. I still got the link to your notes. I could stole the whole thing.
I just want to.
See, you're blaming Elon. You should blame yourself.
for not doing more to Elon.
Yeah.